And if you hadn't gone on American Idol, do you feel that things would have happened for you otherwise? Like, getting record deal or...
I would have made it happen. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying for a long time. I've been playing gigs everywhere around the world, and my hometown, and Chicago or wherever I've played, and it's really all about meeting the right people and timing. And I think that my timing in trying out this season was just immaculate. Really, I had been toying with the idea of trying out for a few years, and people would always say, you should try out, you do well on the show, and I was like, no, but then I did try out, and I made it this far, first time try out, and made it to number 2. It's kind of crazy.
It is. I do think the timing was good, though, because like a few seasons ago, or when the show was newer, like artists like you weren't really appropriate for one thing, you weren't allowed to play instruments on Idol until a couple seasons
right
ago.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't have ever tried out if there were no instruments allowed, because I don't consider myself just a singer, songwriter, musician, and all of those things. So yeah, I mean, the timing really was perfect. It's Simon's last season, and all of the contestants, I mean, we really are a family now, so I'm glad it was this year. I'm glad I did it.
Speaking of Simon's last season, you another thing to be proud of is the last words of critique ever said by Simon were to you.
Outstanding.
They were positive words.
Very
too.
positive. I'm happy to have been able to let Simon have a positive last comment. It was really, really cool.
Yeah. How did you feel? He was very supportive of you from the beginning, and he normally, he's so harsh on people. Mm-hmm. Like, how did it feel to have him in your corner most of the time?
I mean, it's flattering. Simon's one of those people he's brutally honest, and that's a rare quality nowadays. People are afraid to say what they feel because of what people will think and this and that. And there's no shame in telling the truth. So Simon and I think share that.
You did sort of seem to have a bit of mutual admiration going on. Did you get flack though when you talked back? Because sometimes the idols when they stand up for themselves. Well, I thought you talked back in a good way.
I had conversations.
You stood up for yourself.
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't even defending myself, really. It was just, they had a thought, they said it. And, just because they're judges or they're celebrities, I wasn't going to, be afraid to talk to them. They're just people like you and I. And, if they say something and I'll say, okay, well, that's what you think about this. This is what I think. And let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation.
Did you find most of their criticism or critiques useful, or was there some of it that you just were like, what the heck?
Country Week, I thought it wasn't very constructive, because I feel like I was the only contestant who actually did a country, like a true country song, and and I got flack for it, which was a little strange to me, and it wasn't a huge note song. So it wasn't good, and I feel like that wasn't a good judging point. I feel like I did what was good for the song, and I think maybe they wanted me to do what was good for the show.
Well, interestingly, when you got a chance to choose your coronation song, you went with a country song, or a sort of alt country song.
Blues roots gospel. It wasn't not really country.
Yeah, but I guess I think of Patty Griffin as being alt country. I guess I'm wrong. But what made you pick that song? Because that certainly isn't the typical I'm riding on a rainbow in the sky type of coronation song that usually idols pick. It was a much more subtle song. I
don't think the idols have picked their coronation songs in the past. This is the first season that we were allowed to. Mm-hmm. I picked Up to the Mountain because first it was a suggestion from a friend, and thought I think this song is good for your story, pre-Idol, Idol, and hopefully post-Idol. And I mean, the whole song is about overcoming obstacles and getting through things, and getting up to the mountain. So my whole life has just been a climb up to this moment in time. I felt like it was a good song to sing.
Do you know what Patty thought of it? Have you gotten any feedback?
I haven't gotten any feedback from her, but whether she likes it or doesn't like it, I love singing that song. So.
Will you be doing it on the tour?
I don't think I can talk about that.
I hope you will. Yeah. It's interesting because, not to get too much into the gender thing or whatever, but I feel like the 90s were a very good time for women in music. They weren't just wearing tardy outfits and dancing around.
Yeah.
And, you've, aligned yourself with Melissa Etheridge. She's obviously, you've sung her songs. She's a fan of yours. And now Lil Affair is coming back on the road, which is awesome. And so I'm wondering, and you're popular on Idol, do you think that there's sort of a kind of turnaround where women will have a place in music other than just being, like Kesha or Beyonce or whatever?
I sure hope so. I really, really hope so. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of great, chick bands and chick rock and, just some powerful women all through the 90s. And I mean, throughout all music history, really, but 90s in particular was like rock and roll for women. And I hope that comes back around.
Do you feel that your popularity might be indicative of that people are kind of ready to hear that stuff again?
I think the fact that I made it so far on the show says something about the market and what people are kind of looking for. And, I don't know, Lee and I are two pretty different styles of artists and music and stuff. So, I hope it comes back around.
Me too. I think you should headline Lil Affair next year when it comes back. Too bad that you're going to be on the Idols tour at the same time. I think you should hop over to Lil Affair if they're ever in the same city.
Yeah, drop by and say hi. But, hopefully I'll be releasing an album after tour and do my own tour and plan on working with some bigger names in the biz. So
yeah, let's wrap up. I know you have to go back to rehearsal, but let's wrap up by talking about the album you're going to make. I assume, I know you got signed to, is it Jive?
Yeah.
So congratulations on that. Obviously, you're going to have to be sort of doing it concurrently with touring.
We'll be touring this summer, and simultaneously I'll be going in and out of studios all over the country, and maybe recording on the bus. Who knows? But hopefully, I'll have an album done by end of September, October, and then release, and then tour next summer. So
can you?
It's going to be original songs, so stuff that I've written, and then I'm going to work with a few different people on a couple new tunes. And other than that, it's all original. Are you at liberty to talk about some of the people you'll be working with or hope to work with? I am at liberty, but I kind of want to keep it quiet right now, just until things are confirmed and we have something to put out. And if you could just describe the vibe in a few words about, what your fans will expect from this album, like how it sounds. Some songs will be straight up rock and roll. Some will be like folk. Some might have a country feel to it, a little blues, gospel. Really, my tastes are all over the board. So I don't want to be pigeonholed into one thing. I want to do a lot of different things. And will you have your band? I know you missed your band. Frankie May. You can have Frankie May on the album? Frankie May is coming with me, for sure. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm excited to hear that. Thanks for taking the time. I know you got to get back to rehearsal and stuff. But I look forward to seeing you on the road and seeing what you do afterwards. I have a muscle spasm going on in my right shoulder right now. It's kind of awesome. You're a total pro, because I would never have known that if you hadn't said that. I can feel it. It's creepy. You all right? Yeah, I'm good. Go ice out. I'll let you go. All right.